Good day. This is Evadyne, and I would like to welcome you to this talk on mind is to mental as teeth are to dental. I'm not going to hold you very long. I just want to give you some information that's going to be very helpful to you as we are moving into this campaign to distribute this book community to community, person to person, state to state, nation to nation, country to country. The book is currently available in English and being translated into Spanish and French and Russian and Urdu. And let me know what other languages you would like to have it in. So I am Evadyne, and I am the writer of this book, and I say it is co-authored by the creator. And I say that because everything that we do goes back to the power of our creator. Mind is to mental as teeth are to dental, and we all have a mind. Does that make sense? So I read it as mind is also mental as teeth are also dental, and we all have a mind. I've had a couple of people question me about the two, T-O or T-O-O. And I say I use it as an also because mental health is branded in a way to separate some people from other people. Your mind gets transferred to the mental department if it needs some considerations, like your teeth go to the dental department for considerations. So mind is to mental is about the relationship of mind and mental state. We all have a mind. That is the end. We all have a mind. And so it's our state of mind that this book is addressing: the good, the great, the joyous, the potential. It's all there. Sometimes we have challenges. Why? Because we're human. How we handle those challenges are very important. And how we are prepared to handle those challenges is very important. And so this book is the second book. I call them Siamese twins. The first book is titled Suicide is a Serious Killer. Let's End It Today. That was the first book. But the word suicide was so hot to some people that I knew I needed a softer title, something that would welcome a reader. Both of the books are great for 7 years old and above. Children have questions, adults have questions. For 7 years old and above. Great to go into organizations, great as talking points with the chapters, great all the way across the board, because we all have a mind. And we don't want to be branded if we have a life challenge that challenges our mind, right? We don't want to be branded. We want to address it and learn how to deal with it and be our best selves. So this is something that I've written in the book, and it's open to everyone so that everyone can feel it, can hear it, can understand it. It says, I humbly ask our Creator to please protect our minds, bodies, hearts, souls, and spirits, to be able to sustain good health and wellness, to please give us the strength and the ability to reach out and talk to someone about our feelings when not feeling good. I ask that we not be afraid to share life's lessons, good and not so good, so that our experiences can be a benefit to others. Excuse me. I ask that we take the time to record or write down our feelings as a way of clearing our minds and our souls so that our bodies can remain whole. I ask this for all humans and humankind alike. Thank you. It's so important to remember that we are human. We are human. And we are perfectly who we're supposed to be or on our way to getting there. That's very important. Mind is to mental as teeth are to dental, and we all have a mind. What does that mean to you? That could be a 1-hour conversation all by itself, including suicide is a serious killer. Let's end it today. I say that is a statement and a call to action. Here's my motivation for writing about mind health and suicide prevention and awareness. I say I demystify suicide. That's what I say. And someone questioned, why do I use the word demystify? Because it is a mystery for many people. Except there are some common commercials and advertisements that tell us that certain items can cause sadness, depression, and suicidal thoughts. And you may not be using any of those products for anything emotional or mind concerning. Can cause suicidal thoughts. But when I hear these commercials and I read these advertisements, I never see where it says what the thought would sound like. Do we give that any thought? There's an example that I heard of a lady who was driving down the street, beautiful Saturday, out shopping, and she heard, faster, 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 now crash. She heard this, she pulled over, and she questioned, where did that come from? When she continued her questioning and she went home, she checked the new medication she had been given as a dialysis patient, and one of the side effects was suicidal thoughts. Now, faster, 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 now crash. Had she listened, the witnesses would have said nothing in front of her, nothing behind her. She just crashed into the wall. If she survived, she would have told a story. If she didn't survive, it would have been a shh secret, or it would have been family and friends, what I call as a group, the victims of love's lost, wondering what happened, as they do when their loved ones commit suicide, commit murder-suicides, attempt to harm themselves. People are asking, why? What didn't I see? What could I have done? And sometimes it was absolutely nothing. It could be a quick thought, a quick action as a result of a chemical deficiency. I learned that protein deficiency causes your neurotransmitters to go off whack. That can throw off your thinking. And so with the example that I gave of the wonderful lady who questioned, where did that thought come from? Had she been a woman who was sad or challenged with life or just not thinking, she may have listened, depending on how strong that voice was. But thankfully, she was a woman who wasn't challenged, who wasn't midway in her life and just okay with, I call it the glory glitches that come upon us, because she was a dialysis patient at the time. And so for some people, that could be challenging, but she was still good in spirit. She was still hopeful about life. She was still going for her treatments. So when we see the reports of people who are acting out in certain types of ways, we can question why. We can look for answers. We can rely on answers. But most importantly, we like to prevent these things. This book, along with her Siamese twin, these books are very easy reads. They're functional, they're resourceful, they're inspiring, they're motivating. They are life. They are life. So I'm going to encourage you to read the book. You can go to networkingforsuccess.info. You can purchase the ebooks. They have a promotion going right now for $5. You can now, if you are within an organization and you have supporters or sponsors, let them order the books so you can bring them into your organization so you can start having conversation. They're not heavy, literally, like they're not heavy intellectually, they're not heavy technically, they're not heavy, really. Well, maybe 300, a little over 300 pages, right? But they're manageable. The ebooks are no heavier than your technology device, your phone or your tablet or your laptop or home computer. The ebooks are fine as well. One benefit to the paperback is that you have pages for notes behind each chapter. From the beginning, always felt that it was the type of book that you would think, well, and it actually happened where a coworker shared with me she was commuting to work and she had to close the book. And I said, why? She said, because you made me think. And I thought, perfect. You know, I'm not going to hold you much longer. I wanted to have the conversation about the book. I wanted to share the chapters with you, not read them, but the chapter titles. And it's so interesting. You may call me at 347-457-2769. You may call me. However, go to the website. If you go to the website, networkingforsuccess.info, that is my website. You can go to suicide prevention. You can go to promo, which will take you to the promotion. And of course, if anyone is feeling like you need someone to talk to, I'm grateful that the new number for the suicide and mental health hotline is available in just 3 digits now, just 3 digits. It was much longer before. And from what I'm understanding, it is a bit more effective in the way that it connects you to help, to someone to speak to, someone who can hear you, someone who's there for you, right? That is very important. You're not disconnected from a human when you make that call. So if you happen to know someone who's in need, they can dial 988, 3 digits, 988. And there'll be someone on the opposite line, the National Suicide and Crisis Hotline. If you are military, you can text 838-255, 838-255. And for the deaf and hard of hearing, you can give them 711. 711. The books are $20 retail, $15 wholesale. Again, if you're an organization or a friend and you feel like you want to give these books as gifts, I highly recommend it. If you feel like you want to bring this book into your school, into your book club, I highly recommend it. And my recommendation for the readers is that you can read the whole book, of course. You can pick a chapter that is familiar, a chapter that stimulates your thinking just from the table of contents. But then when you come together with friends and family to discuss the book, I recommend that each person take a chapter and give their view on the chapter. This number is available 24/7. You can call in, you can leave your comments, you can share your story, and if you want it to be public, you can let me know. I do have a podcast on Mondays from 4 to 6 p.m. You can dial into that at 520-525-8633, but you'll see that up on my website under podcast as well. I do believe this is a great piece for the drama club in your school or in your church or faith-based organization, your community-based organization. And if you don't have one of those, I think it's a great drama piece. Not that it's going to be the screaming and hollering, but a group session where people are going to sit down and talk. That thing that, we kind of do, but we don't do a lot. You can email me at teamfollowme@yahoo.com, teamfollowme@yahoo.com. Again, you can call me at 347-457-2769. But the 24-hour line is 347-649-7741. You can call in with any questions. Again, if you are an organization and you have sponsors or supporters and they like to order the books for you, that can be done right on the website. Usually you'll have the books within 8 to 12 days. If you would like for me to come in and speak, please feel free to let me know. I really do appreciate you listening. And again, give me about 5 more minutes and then you can go. I wanted to read you the chapter titles. Chapter 1, Profile of These Agents. I stopped using the word suicide because there's many different agents out there that could affect our thinking and our behaviors. So, profile of these agents. Chapter 2, we all have a mind. Would you agree? Of course. And it is our state of mind. That is one of the reasons why I also suggest to people to get a therapist, find a therapist while you are in your great space so that this therapist knows you. They're your friend. You can see them once every 2 or 3 months, checking in, how you doing. People in different fields of work, they have to see therapists on a regular basis because of all of what they encounter in their jobs. But guess what? Many of us encounter a lot of, not all the same things, but we encounter many things that surprise us, many things that may worry us. So we all can seek a qualified therapist, get a referral from a friend, And if you have a therapist, share that therapist with your friend, right? But you see someone while you're at your best, so they know you at your best, so that if life throws you a curveball, they can help you get back to your best because exactly, they know you at your best. Chapter 3, the traps. So many things out there that we could fall into, and we don't even know they're right there. Chapter 4, botched attempts. The behaviors that some of us encounter from our friends, from ourselves, where you'd be like, oh my God, how did I get through that? Right? Or you'll listen to the news and hear of an incident, and then you'll say, I do that all the time. I never knew. I call them botched attempts because in some instances, if we pay better attention to what we're doing and the safety of what we're doing, then we could do much better more often just by paying attention. Chapter 5, everything happens in its time. Watch your watch. Watch your watch. As we are becoming, there's so many things in our lives that will challenge us as we are becoming. But nothing before its time. And again, I call them now the glory glitches. If we're here to talk about it after, let's just do that. Let's talk about it. Chapter 6, transformation, the change. That's what you've decided to do. Shift, make some changes. Not everyone's going to agree, but guess what? For the greater good of you and for you to be your best, for anyone else, you have to know what's good for you. Chapter 7, being happy. I say you deserve it. I say we deserve it. Let's just go for it. Chapter 8, family and friends having their say. You don't even know why you're mad. You don't even know the details of the actions. But sometimes having the conversation, bringing up something that you're believing, just to get it out on the table and know that you've survived it. Once again, always remember, if you can talk about it today, you survived it from yesterday. Chapter 8, family and friends having their say. Keep that in mind. That's just a repeat. Keep that in mind. Put it on the table. See, if it's on the table, it's off of you. You're not carrying the weight of whatever this issue is. Just put it on the table. Chapter 9, don't forget to say goodbye. That's so interesting. I watched the Teddy Pendergrass documentary, and there was a time when, after his accident, he decided he didn't want to live anymore. And he told his family and friends, and they set up a goodbye service for him, put him in a room, put a white sheet over him to let family and friends say goodbye. And after that, he decided he changed his mind. He didn't want to do that anymore. He didn't want to end his life. And when I saw that, I was like, see, I knew it. And when I say that, I know it's not me. It's bigger than that. As I say, my co-author is the creator. Chapter 10, stop what you were thinking. Just put a stop to it. Halt, stop, take control of your life. You'll find that on my YouTube. Halt, stop, take control of your life. Stop what you were thinking. If you're thinking of hurting yourself, if you're thinking of hurting someone else. And remember, sometimes these thoughts aren't your thoughts. They just come. Be mindful. And have friends and family be mindful of you as well. And when I mention see a therapist, if you're at your good, seeing a therapist is a a check-in. But if there is, and say this when you meet them, that if there's a curveball thrown, not only do they want to talk to you, but they should want to talk to your friends. They should want to talk to your family members, because it's important to know that the story you're telling at that point is an accurate story. Does that make sense? But also with the therapist and any other, especially professional, technical, the person that you see, record your conversations. If you see a therapist and you tell them you want to record the conversation, whether you're at your good or you're handling a curveball, and they say no, you might want to see somebody else. And I say record it and listen back on it. You know, when we're in the middle of something, we don't always see it. But in your downtime, as you're traveling away from that session, you're listening now intently to what's being said. You saying, they saying, you answering, they questioning, you questioning, they answer, right? You'll get to hear a little bit more and understand a little bit more. So it is my recommendation that you record your session with your therapist, your session with your physician. They're going to be speaking and speaking fast and speaking to you, I hope. But now, if you have to translate that information to family, you might miss out on something. And again, you also get to hear it again. Chapter 11. Chapter 11 is broken up into into 7 sections. And this is the elimination of the thoughts, the elimination of these agents to come to a better understanding of the power that we have within us. So chapter 11 is elimination, the art of communication. And it's broken down in verbal, American Sign Language, the arts, silence, cultures, creative writing, and body language. The art of communication. And then we have notes from the author, writer, co-author, thoughts on life moving forward, the good that we see, and then we have a resource recap. The book is full of resources, information, direction. It's wonderful, but I'm not going to hold you any longer. I do appreciate you listening. Evadyne Smith, 347-457-2769, networkingforsuccess.info. As you see here, it is all about networking. It is coming together, sharing information. I don't think anyone knows it all, but whatever we do know, if we add those pieces to the life's puzzles that we are all living, we could be living a much better, happier, fulfilled life. And that's our treat. Networkingforsuccess.info. Go get your ebooks. If you haven't already, order the paperbacks. Let's do fundraisers to help this book get out and into the community. You can check out my YouTube, youtube.com/@Evadyne Smith 3986. And again, my podcast on Mondays from 4 to 6 p.m. It's on the Grown Folk Talking Network, 520-525-8633. Call that number. If your carrier charges you, you can text the words "call me" to that same number, and you'll get a free call back. I, Evadyne Smith, would love to thank you for listening in. Please share this. There's a variety, for real, a variety of pages on my website. Explore. Again, if you are an organization, I can make a fundraiser out of everything. I'm a tax preparer. I'm an insurance agent. And just in case you didn't know, life insurance is not about death. It's about building wealth. Ask me how. Okay. Also, I need you to take a deep breath, to hold it in, and then let it out. Take a deep breath, hold it in, and let it out. Relax. Relax. Thank you very much. Again, 347-457-2769. 24-hour number, 347-649-7741. Have a great every day. Be well. Be sure, be true. Right? Be sure, be true. Be all of that. Be all that you can be. We heard that, right? Be all that you can be. Thank you.